Okay, let's continue where I left off. Let me reread that. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin, but now they have no excuse for their sins. He's talking about when he was being crucified, when he was talking to them about where he will go, and they telling them that they're not going to go where he's going because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know. That's why when he was on the cross and he said, forgive them, Yahweh, for they don't know what they have done. They don't know that his blood has to be shed for it to leak in the Ark of the Covenant on the 10 Commandments that have to follow up to this day. That's what he said. If I had not come and spoken to them, they would have no sin. But now they have no excuse for their sins. They have no excuse because it had to be done. And they choose not to believe. But it was written for it to be done. So it had to be done. He who hates me hates my Father also. I mean, if he came to them saying that he is the living lamb and they did not believe him. Anyone, when you tell them about who Yahshua is and they don't believe him, they don't love God. So that's why when God say, when you telling people about him, say it 1 or 2 times and move on. Because when you keep talking about it, it get them angry, and you don't want to get angry. Rage is a sin. Let's continue. If I had not done among them the works which no one else did, they would have no sin. But now they have seen and also hated both me and my Father. That means he came and did many miracles. He did many works to show and prove who he is when he raised Lazarus from the dead. Because in the Bible it said that he loved Lazarus. He raised him from the dead. And Mary and her sister, he loved them. Yeah? And he showed proof in he's the Lamb, but he showed it in his works and deeds how fruitful he is. And they did not believe nothing. As much as the stuff that he was doing, they believed not what he did. They still didn't believe in him. Said they also hated both me and my Father. But this happened that the word might be fulfilled, which is written. This happened, that was my alarm, excuse me. But this happened that the word might be fulfilled, which is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. All this is telling you reasons why he had to be crucified, why it had to be done. But this happened that the word might be fulfilled, because it was told before he come that he would have come. It was written for him to die because of the Son. When God created the Son, he created a second Son, which is his Son, which he sent on the 4th day. And the 4th day, which is our 4th day that he came. Yeah, 4,000 years, because for every day to God is 1,000 years for us. If you get what I'm saying. It was fulfilled for him to do it because it was written in the beginning for him to come. Because God created the Son. And then when he sent his Son, and it proven in it because of the Sabbath. He proved the Sabbath day because God rested and he was risen. As the Son, you understand what I'm saying? And when the Helper comes, whom I shall send to you from the Father, the Spirit of truth, who proceed from the Father, he will testify of me. There's going to be many people coming in his name. But he specifically talking about a person going to come in his name speaking for him, speaking of him, because his day is going to come for him to come back. Yeah? For us to leave the rapture. And you also will bear witness because you have been with me from the beginning. That means his disciples that he left are or witnesses too, because they saw and seen the casting of the fishes, when he walked on water and he healed the blind and the sick, because they seen it for themselves. All the people that was there to see bear witness. And we who have not seen but heard, being true believers, because we believe in it without even seeing it. Yeah? We have to thank God for his prophets, for them to write this book, for us to even know how the world was created, how it took long suffering and difficulties for Yahshua to get here, because they show it through the Babylon times and the Exodus, the crossover, the Passovers, the Babylon times, the Greeks, the Romans. It shows all the difficulties before Yahshua even came. Because remember, he had to send the flood when the first destruction, and then he gave the Moses the commandments, and then for us it carries on, and for us until Yahshua comes back. That's what he said. It's not my time yet. His time is about to come, because he's about to come back, and he's about to show face. Remember when God came and showed face before with Moses, and they like, we don't want you to talk to us. We want Moses to talk to us. They were scared, and he's like, why you fear me? I help you. Remember, your clothes did not wither up. You wanted food, I rained down bread. You wanted water, and Moses knocked a rock and gave you water. Your shoes, all these years walking through this wilderness, and your shoes then never ripped apart. Like, I kept you in good grace for you to even get to the land of where I promised for you to go. He showed faith. And that's why we are cursed to this day, because we not choosing how to follow, not choosing to follow the commandments. A lot of destruction came on mankind. And it followed to all these generations for us till now. It come to us till now. That's why you have those who bear the witness for that. But we're also witnesses, because the ones who read the Bible and understand, they see for themselves, because they seek it. You know, and the ones who don't know, when they knock to get the message, and they're willing to open up the door for Yahshua to come in, because they're willing to go seek it. They knock for it. You know? That is what this is all about in John 15. how the Israelites and their fruitfulness. So to sum up everything, it's saying Yahshua is your friend because he showed you and provided a way for all of us through his grace and mercy of God, because God loved us that much. Even though we are very sinful creatures down here, he sent his son saying, okay, I'm going to give you a chance. So you don't have to shed blood and all that. Because remember, through the Passover with the Egyptians, they had to shed blood, put a blood on their door, so the death pass over them and do not harm them. When their flocks were destroyed, their crops were destroyed, and nothing happened to the Israelites. All the plagues that came upon the land did not destroy them. And we are facing that as we speak. Because if you search and research, you see for yourself all the plagues of Egypt already came. We're going through it now. All of them. The blood of the seas. You're looking around. You see it in Jamaica. You see it in Russia. You see it in China. Unknowing ways of why the water is turning red. Can't answer that. In certain places, there was a takeover of frogs. There was gnats. Yeah. Flies. It's all over the place. Yes. It was livestock dying. You hear it. Boils and people catching all type of rashes and nastiness on their skin. You hear about the hailstorms, like how in Texas in certain places they had hailstorms and this hail was as big as their face and fist. They were big. Locusts came and eat up the flocks, eat up all the crops. That been happening for the past 4 years. What is left is the darkness. And darkness is left, and brimstone and fire. We went through all these things, and there's a few things that's left for it to be done. That means the days of darkness is upon us. Starvation is upon us. Drought is upon us. So don't be out there saving a lot. Save enough, because we should be fasting. Get our spirit right with God. They say that when you fast, you get closer to God. We get to get ready for him spiritually, because they're going to play with your flesh and your mind if you're not mentally ready. So we need to be ready. And when I tell people about this, they say, oh, they told us up there there's going to be darkness coming. When that coming? I'm like, that was a warning. There was a warning, because we're still on the 6th day, even when it was said before. But now we're in the stage where we're in the last days. So we're going to face that soon, and who knows when that's going to be. It's going to creep upon us like a thief in the night, just like how his coming going to creep upon us. So we need to be mentally, spiritually ready for this. So I say to you, children of God, be prepared for these days that is about to come. Will be the worst days that we ever faced on this earth. Have a good day. I love you. God love you.